Well, Jenny had to work at the library today, so she's not here. So it's
just us.
We call it Mark and the Dregs. It's the name of this group. But today, Mark and I talked about the disciples. They understand what the church is supposed to be, and they love it. We didn't get so much to the loving part of the church, but
kind of.
Okay.
What are we going to talk about today?
I guess we'll talk about bearing the fruit of the Spirit.
I was thinking this morning for some reason about my experience. This is way off topic, but my experience at church camp. We had this. It's called Bread of Life. It was in Clear Spring, Indian Spring. It was amazing.
You're making it up anyway. Might as well just give it whatever name you want.
It was amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was an amazing experience.
Because?
Just the fullness of everything. I mean, I had just become a Christian the summer before. And that's where my brother had given his life to Christ at that church camp. But really good pastors. It was just, for a new Christian to be in I don't even know why I was thinking about that, but
are you saying like you stored this as more of a feeling than a thing, than things like events and stuff like that?
Yeah,
that's how I feel like my memory is a lot of times. Like I have good feelings about this. I don't know exactly what it was.
And guess what? You're not gonna believe this.
I already don't.
I don't know if you remember Jennifer Bream or not.
I don't think so.
I kissed her right behind the church.
Oh my gosh.
Well, she was one of those girls. She was from Frederick, Maryland. Yeah, she's
like kissing guys all the time.
Yeah.
She probably kissed like 3 guys already before that camp.
Yeah, well, we were 12.
Well, Jennifer Bream, Frederick,
Yeah, we were 12. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a crazy memory.
It was fun at that age to meet girls from other places who didn't know that, like, what a screwball I was.
Yeah.
And would just talk to me. I didn't have quite a chance yet to show myself. You heard parents say, oh, now he's showing himself. Like I was always doing that.
Yeah. I do remember that saying.
There's other ways to say it, too. But
we were kind of poor, too, so we were not, I won't say looked down at, but we were, I think we were in a category. But I can relate to meeting somebody that doesn't know you or your background or any of that.
Since we're doing a sociology podcast, I think we should talk about this a little. But the idea that, like, whatever, even if you have a pretty favorable position in your little society, like going to college, it was like, I was like, no one here knows me. I can be whoever it is, I think. And I don't know if that's true, but you feel that way. Like, I could just be anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I was an outlier, like in high school sometimes, but you really could. I really didn't feel safe violating the dress code of my, like one day for Christmas I got some red pants,
okay,
and a pink and multicolored kind of a Hawaiian style shirt.
Okay,
not the pattern, but the cut of it.
Okay,
and I wore that to school. Like I think it was the Christmas after Christmas break my freshman year.
Okay.
And boy, was I just told. I mean, no one had to say the words, but
at school or at college? Okay, school.
At school, high school, by my peers that.
No,
we're not doing that. That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then college doesn't.
Yeah, you get in your pajamas, I guess, or whatever.
Probably not when I was there.
Okay.
But you could, I did. I guess I should say that. People didn't wear pajamas, I don't think, but I had my own thing going.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, camp, for me, I didn't get to go to camp a lot because I was poor.
Yeah.
So I think it was maybe like middle school, it's probably middle school, I went out to a day camp, and the pastor was very friendly. He would come out for camp, but they did a couple things that. One was like every night we'd sit by the fire, the whole camp, and he'd go, every time I see that fire, I think of how hot hell is.
Okay.
and how
Nice.
glad I am I'm not going there.
Yeah.
And he's kind of challenged us to think about
Okay.
hell.
Yeah.
And then he'd pray. The prayer was just funny, but he said, it's funny. I've rehearsed it over the years, but he'd go, Jesus, we love you. We really love you. Thank you for this food. Amen. Every day. And like we would always kind of.
Yeah.
But then the thing that, those are, I don't know, the health thing I thought was, I don't know, maybe that's great.
Yeah.
Hasn't been my approach to kids ministry. But on the last night, and I went to this camp several years, I think I was probably a leader and all that stuff, but they would take, I was a leader because I was against it, but they would take all the kids out down by this bridge and just scare the holy beep out of them all.
Really?
And it was a tradition, and it
Okay.
really scared them.
Okay.
And I didn't like it because I don't
Yeah.
find fear to be a great way of entertaining people. But
Yeah.
it was a hit.
My youth pastor, not mine, the youth pastor was down there.
Yeah,
He was, man, what a character.
yeah.
Have you ever heard, I don't know if this is a youth pastor thing, but
Yeah.
he did this thing where he goes, laugh, I thought I'd die. And I did, and they buried me, and the roots came down to tickle my belly, and laugh, I thought I'd die.
I've heard that, I think, before.
Yeah. But, I mean, he kind of reminded me of you in the fact that he did it ad nauseum. I mean, and
What are you saying right now? Because I'm a guy, like, I'll hit a joke and then I let it go. Like, I'm a one-time hitter on that stuff.
Really? You know,
Not
Jesus
really.
is listening to you.
Not exactly. We agree, though, until you beat it to death, it ain't even funny.
It isn't funny until you beat it to death. And you know, all the kids would like, and they'd get him started again.
Yeah.
It was funny how kids like that repetition.
Well, all right, so that's a good thing to get into, because I don't know why I said we were going to talk about bearing the fruit of the Spirit, because what I want to talk about was the nature of the church. So we had to go back and edit that out. But then a disciple of Christ understands and loves the church, so knows what church really is. And so
Yeah.
you started talking about camp, that you experienced something that felt right.
Yeah, we would, it was just crazy. It was like we would, like during the sermon or after sermon, I can't remember, the pastor would be up in front talking about whatever, and we would clap. And the clapping eventually got to where everybody was clapping at the exact same time. And it was just like, man, what in the world is going on here? You know,
The synchronicity did something for you. Is that what you're saying?
it did. It freaked me out. And then I thought, well, okay, wow.
Just the experience of we're all clapping in the same rhythm together, and it
Yeah.
just is a thing that they're doing, is a way of saying.
And it wasn't just one time. It happened, well, at least maybe two or three times, but
But he was doing it on purpose, right?
we were not doing it on purpose.
Oh,
It just synced up.
okay. Because I could see that as a, hey guys. Okay,
No.
interesting.
Yeah.
So you described some of the experience of the camp, but it's still kind of. Anyway, I'm hearing it as you felt something about, even about the clapping. Like this is something.
Yeah.
This is something to pay attention to.
Yeah.
But you hear also so many people, like for instance, who went to Catholic school, and they just talk about, like, when they think of church, they think about nuns hitting them with rulers.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
and that we all have.
Yeah.
We have some kind of. I'm coming back to the thought. I thought it came to me by saying that. No matter how Christian you are brought up, or how good your church is, or your family, for all of us, this is the thing. There's a passing through the world, passing through a perversion of the church or the world. So, like, I've taught at a Christian school in Cincinnati, and you talk about a challenge to say, hey, we're a Christian school, and that was where a girl at that school stabbed a boy in front
Wow.
of me and gave me
Wow.
the knife and said, I got him. He was fine.
Oh, okay.
But
Wow.
yeah, so
Okay.
you're the mom and dad. You think, well, he'll be safe there at the Christian school, and it was
Yeah.
very expensive and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But none of us.
Wow.
This is encouraging me a little bit as a father, because none of us can be. There's no grandchildren of Jesus, of God. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's no. Jesus doesn't have any nephews, in a way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We're sons and daughters of God. Jesus is our big brother, and so what you walk through in one aspect of your life with your, having an abusive father,
Mm-hmm.
and then you probably had some bad church experiences too. But
Well,
then,
it was we went to church every Sunday, and it was as I looked at that as I was excited about that as I was going to school
Yes.
every day.
right.
I
I sincerely believed when I was 10, 12 years old that they were making church on purpose as a test for me, like
to
like
make it
boring, and to
Boring,
try to
like-
kill me with
Yeah.
boredom.
that's how I felt.
Yeah, and
That-
it's
Yeah.
it's partly just developmental, but I'm
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
also like, I think, not to brag or something, but I'm kind of an awake person.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you better have a plan if I'm
Yeah.
coming over.
yeah.
Get the cornhole set up or something, because
Yeah.
and
Well,
especially at 10 to 12,
So I think that was the point about church camp, was that it was like, oh, there's something different
Yes.
here going on here.
Well, also, and that too, I don't want to do crafts at 10 years old. I don't want to make things with yarn.
Okay,
I want to play kickball.
we did that.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I want to go. Let's go in the woods.
We shot a gun.
Let's make a slingshot. Yes,
Yeah.
shoot a gun. Are you kidding me? Yeah, yeah.
Shot
So,
arrows and
but all that, to get back to the real thing, though, or the idea that we're going to have to walk through the world, and also maybe some kinds of perversions or misunderstandings of what the church really is.
yeah,
No matter what. So it could be the best Catholic school or the best Christian school or the best home, but we're naive to think that our kids aren't going to,
yeah,
we've had, I don't know whether I want to go into some of those, but I know I'll just say one night, two of my kids, when they were pretty young, were at a house, and something bad happened,
Okay.
with another kid, and I can't remember how it was not hard to straighten it up, I guess,
okay,
but it didn't take it away. You
Yeah.
couldn't blot it out of their memory,
yeah,
and that's
Yeah.
the way it is. So when it comes to disciples understanding and loving the church, I didn't really start here. I didn't really go into this on my talk on Sunday, but we do have to keep in mind that it's not going to be the church in heaven, this
Yeah.
perfect
oh no,
thing.
not as long as there's people in it, right?
Yeah, right. And so, that's in my thoughts a little bit. It wasn't really in my thoughts Sunday, because I'm pretty hopeful, I think, about what church can be for a group of people who are committed to it, and with
Yeah.
leadership who are committed to. That's a huge thing, is that the leadership is not corrupted by money. I was in the
Yeah.
garden yesterday, and I was thinking about it's not in Romans. I think it's in 1 Timothy. It says that an elder, which is what we are,
Yeah.
should not be a lover of money. And not that I am a lover of money, but I don't know that I often think of myself as this is a measure for me. I can't be a lover of money,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I do the thought experiments of, oh man, if we got, I mean, we can't hit the lottery because we
Right.
never play it.
I keep hoping they'll call me and say, hey, Rich, you won. I was like, sweet.
But of all the good things that we could do, but it ultimately leads to, it would completely ruin me.
Well, also, yeah, and the game that you're playing, I think, is worth resisting to
Yeah.
go, well, Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be wrong about a lot of things. Let me see if that I want to see why that is.
It's never because I want a bunch of money.
Right.
It's because I want to do good.
Oh.
And
Hebrews 13:5. I was kind of in the wrong place. Keep your lives free from the love of money. Oh, it is okay.
yeah,
Well, 1 Timothy 6, and I thought it was in describing biblical leaders. But if you're, like, for instance, if your leadership is like, well, you were part of a church where they had $1 million endowment,
yeah. Oh yeah,
and they couldn't help people because
because then we'll never keep this. We'll have less than $1 million.
right,
So,
which is so clearly idolatry, right?
Yeah.
That not just money, but this $1 million like idol, this sacred cow of the
Yeah.
$1 million. Like when I think you'd be happy if you had $100,000,
yeah.
but not if you have $1 million.
Yeah.
Now your million
Well,
becomes your god.
to clarify,
Yeah.
we had almost $1 million,
Oh.
and he's trying to get to them.
Okay.
If we help, look, we are never going to get $1 million if we
Right.
help this woman that's poor and starving.
Yes. My experience in this area sometimes with smaller churches is they get really focused on keeping the lights on and being able to pay their bills, and so that becomes a kind of also a what's the word? Misguided.
Yeah.
So in Acts 2, it says in 42, it says that this first church, this is in Jerusalem. This is, I would guess this statement is within weeks of Jesus ascending into heaven.
Yeah.
Maybe days.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because it doesn't. The Bible sometimes it gives you timelines and it
Yeah.
doesn't. But it says they devoted themselves, this first church,
Yeah.
to the apostles' teaching,
Yeah.
the koinonia in English is the fellowship or the partnership,
Mm-hmm.
the breaking of bread, which is both eating together and having communion,
Yeah.
it seems, and to prayer.
Yeah.
Not the $1 million,
No.
right? Not
no.
the softball team.
Yeah.
Not
Man, that's the way to have a church. I mean, do you ever
Yeah.
think about that? Like a church that's like, well, it's kind of like the mechanic guy, Zach, yeah, meeting at
Zach's going to hear that you just called him the mechanic guy. Mark has a memory issue sometimes, Zach.
So just leave me alone and quit yelling at me. But
I get so tired of Zach yelling at me.
and I love you, Zach. But yeah, I mean, meeting in houses, meeting in a house, and I mean, just
Yep. It says also in that passage, every day they were together in their homes, which whatever that means.
Yeah. Well, to me, and it also blows up the whole. You got to meet on Saturday. You got to meet on Sunday. You know.
I would like to have that conversation with some of my friends who just worship. Oh, you have to worship on Saturday when the Bible says every day. So
yeah.
All right, so we could be devoted to. Let's just do a little bit about what else. We could be devoted to the $1 million endowment. We could be devoted to our brand.
Yeah. Growth.
Growth, yeah. Well, yeah, the growth is his business, right?
Yeah.
I hope I'm not erring too far. When my thoughts about what we're doing as a church is like, for me, it just has to be a real church.
Yeah.
And then I think we should lend this up to the Lord. But I don't, I wanted to talk to you or during Sunday sermon or after around that time saying, just to affirm again, I'm not going back.
Exactly. I am not.
Yeah.
I was in bondage for 50, let's say, call it 55 years or whatever it was.
Well, you mean two things by that.
Yeah.
You mean you're not going back to a works-based way of thinking about your faith. But, but you also mean, which I share more in common with you, is that I'm not going back to a church where you're there because you got paid and you're there and you don't like half the people and they don't like you and there's factions and you can trust this leader but these leaders are...
I'm having none of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what I was feeling maybe, I don't know, it was around this weekend one day, I was thinking, man, if it's you and me and Jenny and Valerie, I'm not kidding, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going back.
Yeah.
And if you guys go, I'll just sit home. I don't know I'll find somebody, but I'm not doing it. And not to even hate on anybody else.
Yeah.
But I'm not going back to a church that isn't. This is our devotion, the apostles' teaching. Which let's just say real quick, for them, that's the apostles standing up and saying, "Hey, listen to me. My name is Mark.
Yeah.
I hung out with Jesus for."
And we were sitting on that rock. You know, over there by the big fig tree, and he told me everything I did that morning.
Oh, it'd be so cool to hear. Hopefully heaven does have these replays, but like the things that aren't in the Bible that would you go, oh, that's the Bible for sure. Like just saying, you know, whatever else you guys are hearing, you have to love each other. Don't get tricked by the stories and the harsh things, but love is the key. Love is the answer. Love is why Jesus came.
Yeah.
So, and then for us, the apostles' teaching is the Bible, and especially in the New Testament, which the apostles mostly was written by apostles. So being devoted to that, and I thought, I challenged people a little bit. I said, if you're not in the Word, you know, get in it every day, a little bit. Romans 12 says, don't conform to the pattern of the world, which is easy, right? Like a fish flowing with the water. Instead, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Not the Spirit renews your mind, but I think you would vouch that the Bible renews your mind.
It does,
right? Yeah. So when you read it, often don't you go, oh yeah,
yeah,
oh that too, Lord,
yeah,
respect. I read all.
Yeah, I get frustrated because of I can't, like I'll read a chapter, and then or a sentence and forget it right away, but. I think it's more I feel different though. Whether I retain any of that or not, I feel different when I read.
Yeah, and
read the Word.
Although you don't always maybe retain it in the minutes after you read it, you can quickly, it seems, often get back to. Doesn't the Scripture say?
Yeah.
So it is having a cumulative effect.
I mean, I remember.
Yeah. But you'll call up verses from church and say, "Didn't you read something about that?"
No, that's true.
So it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
So anyway. Devoted to the apostles' teaching, which means that not, and it's not my teaching. I'm not an apostle, but it's that I'm devoted to it, and you're devoting to it, and people who are coming are. It should be. I would say it should be. If I should say it that way, let's try. It should be normal for you to, when you attend a church gathering and someone's teaching, for something that they say to connect with something you read in the Bible recently, right? Because it's a very dense thematic love, faith, hope, Jesus. So you would go, oh my gosh, that's so weird. You said that. I was just reading.
Yeah. And or feel like, wait a minute, he's talking to me. I get that.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
and that's because the Bible's talking to you, and also the Holy Spirit using the teaching.
Yeah.
So we devote ourselves to the apostles' teaching. To the second word is koinonia in the original language. I don't know Greek. I don't want to brag, but it's a pretty common word for people to know, and it means the fellowship, but it also means partnership.
Yeah.
And it hit me yesterday when I was just reflecting that Philippians 1 has this great prayer where Paul prays for the church in Philippi. And he says, every time I think of you guys, I pray with joy because of our koinonia in the gospel from the first time until now. And the NIV translate that word as partnership.
Yeah.
So when I think of you, I pray with joy because of our partnership. And I kind of like that more because I think we've let fellowship in our culture mean having a dinner together, and that's only a part of it.
Yeah. It's all of the above. That's what it struck me as koinonia.
Good enough.
Okay, was what happens when you have supper together, when you dine together, or when you
Sure.
do whatever together, you know.
Oh yeah, because you could have fellowship without any food, and you could have a meal with no fellowship.
Oh yeah, you guys would come out and help kill chickens. And
I meant like you could sit down and be hungry and
but
go, I wish we had food.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, when we were processing those birds, it was like it felt like, well, it didn't feel like it. It was fellowship.
Well, there's another one I wish I'd looked at. Now I can find that Paul's talking about. I think it's when he's talking about marriage. You should marry a Christian. He says, "What partnership does light have with darkness?"
Yeah.
I wonder if that word is koinonia also. But,
Oh man, I was thinking about that this morning too.
yeah.
That because I did marry a non-Christian woman.
Mark.
I did. My thought was, I wonder what life Jesus had planned for me.
I don't think you're going to know that, do you?
Yeah, well, I will someday.
Oh my.
What's the on the wedding day, the Holy Spirit just whispered in my ear, just 2 words, unequally yoked.
And you said, why didn't you whisper that earlier?
No, I did not. He knew I knew what was going on.
Well, what's kind of interesting in that is I've been a little bit of a theme for me lately is that we can't just read the Bible on the spot and go, oh, I'm standing here and getting married.
Yeah.
I wonder what the Bible says about marrying someone who's not a Christian.
Yeah.
But like you had somehow you'd hidden that in your heart,
Mm-hmm.
and the Lord was able to refer back to it.
Yeah.
So it came up recently. Anyway, I don't want to go into that whole thing, but a lot of times it comes up for me that I go, there's something about what that person just said that does not seem true and noble and lovely and Christian about it.
Yeah.
And not that I have to jump on them, but I can go, well, what? Then I can look back into the Word, and I can also stand up for Christ, or I can stand up for myself and say, like if someone says, hey, Rich, you have 12 hats. Are you a sicko? Or I say, well,
10 would be better.
I don't know why the example's not great. I'm trying to find this. He just said, I think this is in 1 Corinthians. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't see it. Let me read it to you. This is on the topic of the apostles' teaching, right? Well,
okay.
And we're talking about koinonia.
Yeah.
And that we get back to the apostles' teaching that we have these things in our heart and in our mind. We're not just going and Googling in the moment.
Yeah.
It's very hard to scan.
Oh, you're looking for a verse.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I was a whole Corinthians off. That was what was wrong with me.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 Corinthians 6.
Wow. Corinthians 2, huh?
2 Corinthians is what the president said.
Well, I even got that wrong.
I just love that people are so righteous that they were upset with the president. I like of all the things. These people who are so devout. All right. There it is. Do not be unevenly yoked with unbelievers. For what is there in common between righteousness and lawlessness, or what fellowship?
Yeah.
Koinonia.
Well, koinonia.
As light with darkness.
Yeah.
So that was the word.
He was serious about that too.
Who's that, Paul?
No.
The writer?
His boss.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just saying, so what koinonia does light have with darkness? So, yeah, that's interesting.
You know, and it's not, all this stuff is not God trying to be a, what's the word? Like a cop trying to give you a hard time about that. You're trying to put all these laws on to take away your joy. It's to add to your joy,
Yeah.
Don't be don't be unequally yoked, because I'm the one that made you. I know how it works.
I think a teaching point that would challenge church people, is that you are maybe developing stronger partnerships with other people besides the church. So like, you're giving all your energy at work, or all your energy to the softball team, or all your energy to
yeah.
and like I guess because I've always been very involved in church my whole life, really. But like, I remember one time when I joined a fraternity, which was a whole debacle of, I did it to reach people for Jesus. So in the end, but I really struggled if I should or not.
Yeah. Well, a fisherman goes where the fish are, right?
Right, but it's also kind of a partnering. Well, so I had to.
You got to be careful.
I had to have discernment, right, about all this stuff. But they said at some point, we're going to start meeting on Sunday evenings at 7 for our weekly meeting. I guess they met weekly. We met weekly, and it's mandatory. And I said, "Oh, okay." I raised my hand. I will never be here. FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, meets on Sundays at 7, and it's the only thing keeping me alive as far as the gathering. Okay. So I will never come. And they said, "Right, didn't you hear we just said it was mandatory?" And I said, I understand that. Yeah. I won't be here. Yeah. And can you imagine? You probably can't imagine me talking like that. What's weird to me is that everyone isn't like that. So, like,
exactly. I think people would be happier.
I don't know. It might be. Maybe we need some people who go along to get along a little bit.
That's an honest response, and not just what's it
right,
passive aggressive, where
right,
where you
because like you guys want to meet every week so we can. They mostly argued, and then they made plans to have parties. That was nice. So I have to miss. You think I'm going to give that up because you said the word mandatory?
No.
Right. So if you're listening to this, I prioritize koinonia with your brothers and sisters. Without any, just talk to the Lord about it. So those two things: the breaking of bread, which is both eating together, and probably also the Lord's Supper. And I do notice that it seems like this is not the culture that we grew up in, that we live in now, where people, their houses are kind of for them. Is that how you see it? Other people's houses are for them, and not to have company or dinner. And I wonder how much that has to do with when they decided everyone had to go to work.
It absolutely is. Yeah, that's what's everybody was. It was a rural, not rural. What is it? Farming. I mean, that was the main thing. And you had to depend on your neighbor because not everybody could.
All right.
Not everybody could own a tractor. Not everybody had 5 sons.
That's kind of going back to the koinonia, for sure. That's right on. Yeah. But also just the idea of like, oh my gosh, you invited people for dinner. Like if you're the wife and you're going to cook and you work till 5:30 and you're like, how are we going to have dinner? Yeah. Yeah. And then also we're so rich in a way that we have all this stuff. We don't really, overall we don't share with our neighbor at all. So.
I think this homesteading community kind of thing is sparked that community, a desire to get back to community.
What about the sharing though of meals, particularly? Yeah. I suggested Sunday. I said, why don't we? If you don't want to cook, just meet at Proof Restaurant, meet at Rutter's, just enjoy each other, just company. Yeah. This is funny. We were eating outside. We usually eat outside this time of year, and we were eating dinner, and our neighbors walked by. They're great, but I got a feeling from them that they couldn't even look at us because we were interposing on our. Yeah. On our.
Oh, that's a thing. Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, come on, what? I didn't.
Oh no, I don't want to.
I could tell they were uncomfortable, so I didn't yell. I just said hi. Yeah. I could see what I saw, what I thought it was discomfort. Yeah. But man, I would rather that they'd come over and just.
Hey man, that looks good.
Yeah.
I want some. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and that would be an honest.
Right. Yeah. I could see that being at my house. That wouldn't be a problem, but I wouldn't do that at someone's house. I would go, hey, can I have some? But anyway.
I bet you in the next life we will.
Yeah.
Because there'll be nothing in your heart to say that you're being have anything.
And there'll be no fear of not having enough and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think I could say, if you're listening to this and you haven't just said, hey, meet me at Rutgers, let's go get some wings.
Man, I rarely need an excuse to have people over.
Or to meet, right? Or to go.
Yeah.
And maybe this would help too. This is practicing your faith. It's not just, it's actually a way to experience, and what we're in store for is a party.
Yeah.
Jesus is the host.
A better party.
Yeah.
Jesus apparently made really, really good wine.
Yeah.
And
so that's our destiny. We're living out our faith to do that.
Yeah.
And who knows what might happen. Jenny and I, we went out for our anniversary and we met this couple. I think it's a good thing I'm married to Jenny, but because I think you're supposed to focus on your wife at that dinner. I don't know, but she kind of chose. We want to sit outside, and the option was at the bar there. And then another couple was seated right next to us, which is kind of weird, because you're whatever. Yeah. It's a big bar. I don't know how they got right next to us, but they were awesome.
Yeah. And
we talked to them. They were as engaging as us for an hour about everything we could think of, including the Lord Jesus Christ.
Okay.
So by sharing a meal, we were sharing our lives.
Yeah.
And I hope that I get to see them some more and talk
it seems like that action breaks down a lot of barriers, I guess. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So one more thing, the apostles' teaching, the fellowship or the partnership, the breaking of bread into prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was being thankful to God yesterday. We prayed for Mark's wife, Valerie, and she had a prayer request, but then I went through some other things and a little acronym. I can send you a card if you want it, but it says BLESS on it.
Yeah.
And just how to pray for different aspects.
Yeah.
And so, although Valerie only had a couple of things that she really wanted prayer about, she was also able to be thankful for that, let's say, spiritual, that one of the S's is, anything spiritual going on about your faith we could pray about? And she's like, no. Like to be happy and say, no, I feel good spiritually.
Yeah.
To be affirming and affirmed.
Yeah.
And so I guess, I'm not sure. I think when I think sometimes about being devoted to prayer, I think of churches that are, in my mind, legalistic about how early you're praying and how long you're praying.
Oh man.
And I just don't want to do that. I don't think
my grandkids, when they're ever like Thanksgiving dinner, I'll say, Jesus, we love you. Thank you.
I was thinking more like a prayer meeting where you come together and there is this kind of, I don't know, I might be out of balance on it, but it can almost go back to a works thing, right? Like we prayed for hours and hours, and I'm not against praying for hours and hours. I'm also not for it. But if I felt like that's what the Lord said, I would want to do it.
I'm not fond of, how do I say this? Do you know when a prayer gets, it doesn't feel like, it feels like the person's just putting a lot of words in as much as to...
Which Jesus talks about.
Yeah.
He says, don't go on babbling. That's what pagans do.
That is exactly what sometimes in it, and I'm like, and I hate feeling that way. I feel really, really guilty but I just want, get on with it.
When I hear that, I want to be in a position to say, when you're praying, what are you thinking about? Like, can we look at Matthew 6 together and say, do you feel like this is what you're doing or not?
Yeah.
Now, that's one of the reasons that a lot of people don't like me, I think, is that I ask you questions that you should say, why don't you shut up, Rich?
I've thought about this,
Why don't you?
and I've come to the conclusion I'd really like you to shut up. But no, I mean, hence that's why the Thanksgiving dinner prayer can sometimes be, Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to communicate to my grandkids to say, because and I love my grandkids, but they'll do what is the
family?
What's the thing?
I'm thankful for family?
No, not even that. It's rote.
I know what you mean. Yeah, just a memorized prayer.
A memorized prayer that just, I'm like...
You know what would be good at Thanksgiving, though? If it wasn't, like, I could have done this, like, because we have, like, 10 people probably for Thanksgiving, or 15. But to say, hey, everybody, it's going to be a minute. And maybe I never thought about this, like saying, I want to thank you for my wife.
Yeah.
And thank you for Sam. And thank you for Sky.
Yeah.
Because
I'll thank him for water, clean water.
I'm just saying, in that Thanksgiving moment where a lot of people, they don't, I'm noticing, maybe not, anyway,
Could
people
you
who come
imagine
to my
what
house, they
Thanksgiving
don't know what affirmation is.
Yeah, yeah.
They haven't been affirmed. And so to hear just in their prayer, in your prayer, their name mentioned can be probably meaningful to them. Yeah.
What's the country next to the Dominican Republic?
Cuba.
No, it's in the same island.
Not Puerto Rico.
It's
Cuba? Haiti?
Haiti, yeah. Could you imagine what Thanksgiving...
I just lost on Jeopardy.
Yeah. What Thanksgiving... I mean, there's Christians in Haiti that drink muddy, filthy water and eat garbage and still hit their knees and say thank you for it.
You had to get that water thing in there.
I did.
Water. Yeah. Thank you, God. We have the best water in the world.
We do, really. We do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So...
I think that's all I wanted to say.
I think that's all I wanted to say about that.
Thanks for listening.
Love you guys.
Peace.